Have you ever thought about what your passport says about you? Mine says that I'm from the Republic of South Korea. But honestly, I spent more time living in different countries. The question, where are you from, is a commonly asked question when you first meet someone. It seems fairly easy to answer, but for me, it's not that simple at all. Answering with just one or two words like South Korea or America gives me a sense of identity crisis. Although my brother and I were born in Korea, we immediately moved to Muscat, Oman, near Dubai when I was only a few months old and he was 4. We lived in Oman for 9 years and moved back to Korea. After finally settling into my teenage years back in Korea, little did I know that I would be moving once again to Yantai, China. Growing up, I never really lived in my home country of Korea for long. Hello everyone, my name is SoYoon and I am what people call a third culture kid, also known as a TCK. A third culture kid is someone who has spent their formative years in a different culture than their parents' culture. I am here today to talk about my experience as a TCK and what I've learned. My exciting TCK life starts in Oman when I was only a few months old. Oman is a completely different place than Korea. Most of the people are either Muslim or Westerners, but being so young, I adapted well. Living in a diverse country helped me fit in. For instance, my kindergarten class that had 21 kids from 21 different countries all got along by speaking English. Due to the diversity, I was fortunate enough to live in a classroom environment where everyone was inclusively free of discrimination. Living in Oman and making friends all over the world gave me a special experience. It helped me grow as a kid being comfortable around all different types of people and being bilingual. If I haven't spent my childhood back in Oman, I'll probably be a different person by now. The positive impacts of the experience far outweighs any negatives. While being a TCK can seem challenging due to the inevitably frequent amounts of farewells to friends who seem to stay forever, it's essential for personal growth. Even though goodbyes are always hard and sometimes we feel miserable of where we belong to, growing up in diverse environments and interacting with diverse people is advantageous in life. After spending 9 years in Oman, my family moved to Korea. Arriving in Korea, everything felt strange even though it was my homeland. Experiencing snow for the first time was mesmerizing, a stark contrast to Oman's climate. Things like this made me feel lost in Korea and unsure of my origins. Even though I believed that my identity was Korean, I didn't quite understand the Korean culture nor the language very well. Once I visited my grandma and I ate lunch with her. I wasn't sure if I was supposed to eat before her or after she began to eat. I was supposed to eat after she began to eat. Like this, I learned Korean culture one experience at a time and it helped me gain my confidence in my Korean identity. School was the next big challenge. My brother and I would struggle with the Korean language, having been immersed in English all our lives. Thankfully, we were enrolled in an international school where we could still communicate in English. Nonetheless, when life back in Korea finally began to feel stable, my dad's job led us to Yantai, China. Leaving Korea was heartbreaking, forcing me to say goodbye to my friends and confront the challenges of being a third culture kid once again. This move highlighted the difficult aspects of a TCK's life, and I began to have an identity crisis. When I arrived in Yantai, China, everything felt devastating because it seemed dull compared to social life we've seen. But after 3 years, Yantai started to feel more comfortable and familiar. Huasheng, my new international school, could have been a difficult place if I haven't already learned the English language and experienced what it's like to be a TCK at a new school. Well, that's my whole life thus far. Perhaps now you can see why asking the question, where are you from, can be quite a difficult question for TCKs. It often seems as though being a TCK is disadvantageous, since it can bring about so many unanswered personal questions. Furthermore, the relocations and upheavals can also make a TCK feel miserable and left out. However, I believe that nowadays, in the international world, having worldwide experiences is beneficial to everyone regardless of age. The TCK is blessed with many abilities, speaking multiple languages, understanding and relating to people who think differently, thriving in new environments, and the list goes on. Even though I've struggled in the past as a TCK, I believe that nowadays, TCKs are uniquely positioned to contribute to the ever-changing needs of the present-day world. Being a TCK runs in my family. It all started with my mom, with a Korean girl and a Korean boy moving to Australia when they were young teenagers. My dad fell in love with my mom in high school, at least that's what my mom tells me. They fell in love in high school and they got married back in Korea. Even though it wasn't their homeland, they still found their love of their lives. As they were raised as TCKs, They went on and raised me and my brother as TCKs as well. Being a TCK myself, I have experienced many unique and special environments and schools all around the world. Growing up in different countries and traveling to more than 25 different countries has made me want to study abroad rather than in Korea like my brother before me. As a TCK himself, he currently attends a prominent university in Japan. His life experience as a TCK has been to his advantage, being able to not being adverse relocating away from his homeland and family for study. Although difficult at times, being a TCK can have positive impacts that last until adulthood. In conclusion, when I grow up and have my own family, I am more than willing to raise third culture kids of my own to provide them with the childhood experience I had. Goodbyes are always hard, painfully so, but I am convinced that with the parents' love and care, experiencing an extraordinary childhood, it is advantageous TCKs have to thrive as adaptable individuals to uniquely benefit society. Thank you.